I've had a long day and just want to go home. Sorry for not introducing myself properly. My name is Olive and I'm 13 years old. The story I'm about to tell is real. That day changed my life. I'd been walking home from school one day like I do every day, and I was thinking about my physics project when a muffled ding resonated from my backpack. Quickly, I got it out of my bag and checked the message. I shouldn't have. There was a comma factor between all of the messages. They all came from a mysterious number, and they all read the same thing. Meet me in the next valley as I want to meet you. Remembering my mother's advice, I ignored the messages. As I walked around the corner, in a flash, a hand shot out of the valley's entrance and pulled me in. "Let me go," I screamed in desperation. Suddenly, he let go of my hand, and I took this as an opportunity. I ran with all my might. Thud! I had fallen down. Pain seared up my leg towards my heart. My eyelids began to close, and the last thing I remember was the feeling hands gently lifting me. I woke up in a cold, dark room, on a couch that was once beige. Though I was dizzy, I could faintly hear a conversation. The weird man was talking about how he had recently been released from prison. In a moment, my heart started pounding against my chest. With every beat, my body shivered. I had been kidnapped by a criminal. When I regained control of my brain, I noticed that the weird, scary man was coming towards me. In panic, I froze, but remained curious as he was holding bandages. Slowly, he knelt down in front of me and bandaged my leg. Was he good or bad? Why did he trap me? Why was he bandaging me if he was bad? As he left, I looked around trying to find an escape route. But to my surprise, I found that the walls were entirely covered with my childhood photos. Who are you?" I stuttered with all my confidence, which wasn't a lot at the moment. The weird man stopped dead in his tracks and slowly mumbled, "Well, you see, my name is Anthony Blackwood, and I'm your long-lost father, but I've been jailed for the past 6 years, and a couple adopted you and told you they were your real parents, but they're not. I wanted to see you, so I came." Thousands of emotions whizzed through me like I was on a roller coaster. Suddenly, I remembered him. I remembered how we go cycling together on Sundays, and how we would always cook dinner with weird ingredients. "Dad," I uttered with tears in my eyes. He told me that I can come to visit him anytime I wanted. I said I would. Soon, everything was back to normal.
Hi everyone, my name's Jenny. I'm one of the creative writing teachers on the 11 Plus. So you just heard Tanya's amazing story, so we're just going to have a bit of a chat about it and read into the mind of the great author. So, what was the inspiration behind your story?
It was from everyday life, as my sister and me have discussions, and I kind of took our problems and put it into here, but instead of sister and sister, daughter and father.
So do you take a lot of inspiration from your family and friends, or just real life in general?
I take it from whatever seems memorable to me. I kind of take it there and change it a bit and make it into a story.
That's a really excellent way to approach it. Do you find sharing your ideas or discussing your ideas with your sister really helps you?
Yeah, and my mum. I share it with my mum too.
Oh, excellent. What do they usually think of your stories?
Sometimes we need a little change, and sometimes they're perfect.
Oh, excellent. Do you like your main character?
Yes, but I would like to add another one.
What other character would you add into it?
It would be an older brother called Leo, and he would have been the cause of her father going to jail, but her father must have abandoned him, so he didn't want to tell Olive about that father, so he would have been trying to stop him from telling her.
Yeah, sounds like a really interesting character. Why did you have that character in there?
Because I thought that it might ruin the flow, because I was thinking about 5 paragraphs, but if I added Leo it would be 6, 7, 8, but I didn't have that time to do in 30 minutes. So.
Yeah. So sometimes it's important to consider, yes, this would be a great addition to the story, but you've got to remember how much time you have as well. So how do you find the time pressure at the moment?
I find it a bit worrying, so I don't really look at it. but I'm sure that if you just like carry on doing a story, that you'll be done in like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you'll have a bunch of time to check over, proofread. Like, just don't stress it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So we were chatting about it earlier, and you were saying like the first time you did it, you sort of gave yourself like 45, 50 minutes, and then you started bringing the time down?
No, I actually, first I kind of just like see how long it would take me. So I didn't do a countdown, I put a timer on, and it first took me like 45 minutes. Then I would just take it down, and then you would get that.
Yeah. Have you found the more that you've been doing the stories, the easier the timing's been getting?
Yes, it's been becoming less and less every time, but I still need to work on it because there's like, I need 1 minute extra sometimes because I'm coming up with an ending, because I always like daydream kind of thing to get my stories onomatopoeias and literary devices in. So I think I just need to kind of like check it do it all in my planning.
Yeah. So have you? So I know planning can be a bit boring, and it can take a lot of extra time when you want to be writing the main core.
No, it's basically double the time it takes you writing the story.
Sorry. So what do you find that the planning has been helping you?
It's been helping me because I always look back to it, or I just get lost in what I'm writing. But it would be better if there was instead of doing a plan, like if there was an easier way to do it.
Yeah. So what inspired your setting?
I was thinking, as I've seen a lot of movies and read a lot of books, I kind of thought because I've planned my characters by then, I was thinking, where would you meet for a criminal? And I don't think you would meet in a public, like, concert. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking a dark place, so I started, like, thinking of places I've seen before, and I thought of, like, a dark valley would work the best, so I added that into my story.
Oh, brilliant. So what is one thing you learned whilst writing the story?
That you shouldn't take too much time on the rest of your story, because then your ending gets rushed and it kind of just breaks the awesomeness of the story.
So do you think endings are quite important to a story?
Yes, and I think I haven't been paying attention to them a lot. And I think I should make them a little longer and like resolve everything.
Brilliant. So following from that, is there a thing you would change about that story?
Yes, I would maybe make it more clear what happened next, because instead of saying soon everything was back to normal, I could describe how it was normal.
Oh, excellent. So is there any advice you'd offer to somebody writing their own story?
The advice I would give would be, don't like stress about the time, and like just do anything you want. Even if you want to add like a cyborg robot thingy or a living curtain, you add anything because it'll add fun to it, because if you do everyday life it's kind of boring.
Excellent. So like you're thinking creative writing, you want to try be as
creative writing because it has to be creative.
So is there like one part of your story where you really like the description or the literary devices?
I liked the third paragraph, as I described the room as cold and dark and added things like the couch that was once beige, and I kind of added a lot of tension, and I enjoy writing tension because it kind of like gives me goosebumps and makes me feel really excited. So I like the third paragraph the best.
Yeah. So it's very exciting, isn't it, when you're writing your own story and you're like, I like this story so much that I feel like I'm a part of it as well.
Yeah.
So what do you like about story writing in general?
I like that you can add everything because if you write a normal story and it's not creative, like you're limited to what you have to think of. But in creative writing, you can kind of just like jot down any idea and make it. Like for space example, instead of doing space like outer space, you can even do like space between two friends, like if they had in a fight or anything, so you can change the meaning of it.
Oh yeah, that's a really original take. So thank you for chatting with us about your story. So we're just going to finish off here.